Hello beautiful humans, and welcome back to my channel Soul Journey. My name is Beck, the Expansion Doula, and today we are going to be talking about why it's so dangerous to live on the fence of manifesting. If you like this video, definitely hit the like button and hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and check out my social media links in the description down below. Alright, so let's get off to the video.
The codes of light you carry inside anchor a new way of life. Heart-centered being, awareness and seeing. You are out on the leading.
So today is going to be a little different. I wanted to talk about something that 99.9999% of people deal with, either at some time or regularly. I know I've struggled with it off and on in my life. And what we're talking about is living on the fence of focused manifesting. Basically, it's this concept of you're aware that you create your reality. You're aware that what you focus on, you create, but not all of you is committed. So basically, you know, you go out and you're living in your passions and going after your excitement, and then you feel guilty about it afterwards. Or you want to manifest your perfect business, but you're still feeling like you should get a side job, or whatever it is. And now a lot of people will look at that and go, that's just responsible. That's just being aware. But as we know, for us, those of us who work with energy, for those of us who understand frequency and focusing energy, we can start to see how that would be potentially a problem. Because where you focus your energy, that's what manifests, right? That's, what where the energy flows grows. You know, like all of these things we know in our minds, but we may not have taken them on fully into our hearts and into our full believing. And when we work with energy, we understand that if our energy is divided, whatever we're trying to focus on doesn't get all of our attention, or the universe gets confused and doesn't know what to send us when it comes to the mirror. Our reality is a mirror of what vibration we're holding. And if we're focused and holding the vibration of what we want to manifest, the mirror can come up very, very quickly. The mirror can reflect to us very easily because we're so focused. We know exactly what we are. We know exactly what we're focused on, so the universe can send it to us quickly. When we're divided between a negative, guilty, shameful vibration, and then we're also trying to focus on manifesting and trying to have abundance or create a relationship, the universe doesn't really know what to give us. And I say that, abstractly, it's like the universe is going to send us back exactly what we're holding, and oftentimes it's just going to feel confusing because we're confused. We don't understand what we really want. And this comes down to fracturing. So if you follow Teal Swan or you followed my videos in the past, you'll know that fracturing is basically when you're young or through your life, there's different aspects of ourselves that have been told they're wrong, or that they're not good, or that we shouldn't express them in a certain way. And so we decide to split ourselves and basically deny a certain aspect of ourselves. And we push it down to the subconscious and stop identifying with it. And so because, as we know, you can't really, remove yourself from yourself, that part just gets neglected. It gets pushed into the subconscious and basically festers there as a wound at that age we were. That's why a lot of us, when we get mad or things like that, it feels like the person who's dealing with us is dealing with a child, because that part of us that's fractured, that's wounded, that's coming up, is still a 4-year-old, is still a 12-year-old. So these aspects of us aren't gone. We're just unaware of them because they're in the subconscious. And they put off frequency just like everything else. They are manifesting, they have feelings and desires, and they often come up in shadowy ways and destructive ways. And so if we haven't explored that shadow aspect, and if you do want to learn more about that, you can check out my video on shadow work. I posted that back like a few videos ago. If you haven't explored those aspects of yourself and integrated them and taken care of them and loved them again, and started using them in a more positive way, and understanding that they all have gifts and we can use them in beautiful ways, we're going to feel torn on a lot of things. Those pieces of us have different belief systems than we do. For instance, I am a bisexual, energy working, tarot reader, self-positive, sex-positive person, but there are aspects of me, and they have come up, who are still firmly rooted in the belief that the Christian God is my God, and that I am sinning horribly, and that I am just on so the wrong path. It's ridiculous. And so oftentimes when I'm moving forward, even though I'm not aware of that aspect of me, it is still very much there. And so that's why I feel this tug of war, because most of me wants to go in this one direction, but that piece of me is like, no, oh my God, this is wrong, this is horrible. And so I feel this war inside of me, and oftentimes things don't manifest the way I want them to, because so much of me is pulling in two different directions. And so you can understand how living on this fence of not being fully integrated into the vision or the focus of your energy can cause a lot of problems when you're trying to manifest what you want. And so this is something I've, like I said, struggled with off and on. Sometimes I've been really good about not struggling with it. Like when I was trying to manifest going to Australia, it's all I thought about, and there was no other option. I was going. I literally did conscious manifesting and focus manifesting every single day. And with 7 months, I had all the money I needed to go, which was unbelievably unrealistic in the real world, considering that I had no job at that point. And it just was exactly what I needed. But that was because I had such a hyper focus that there was nothing else that was going to be mirrored to me, because that was the entire vibration. And other times, I'm trying to manifest what I want through my business, my tools, and maybe I don't feel that, part of me goes, yes, this is needed for the planet, all that, and then another part of me is like, you're not as good as the other teachers. You're not, why would someone really need what you're giving them? And so, of course, I'm not going to manifest a big following or an abundant business in my tarot, because I don't have a focused energy. I'm all over the page. And so the universe is going to send me something that is all over the page or in a lack state, because I'm in a lack state. So I also wanted to, note, like, when you look at really, really successful people, you can look at like Tony Robbins or Oprah, or these people, they started out with very little. It's not like they were born into these things, but look at how they live their lives. They are so passionate about what they're doing. They're not on the fence about it. They know exactly what they want, and they go for it without any restriction. And look at what they've manifested. They've manifested some really, really amazing things. And so just like them, they're not any better than us. They've just learned how to focus their intention. And not worry about, all the stories about, why they can't do it. They just go and do it. And this is something I've been really thinking about. Like, what is it about me? What aspect of myself doesn't feel I can do that? Or, which is strange because I've done it in the past. So like, I think you just have to like remember all the time that it is possible, but like, what aspect of me is feeling wounded when I'm trying to move forward, or is scared, or has a problem with what we're doing? And, really start to integrate in those pieces and make them feel loved and safe, and, try to help them feel like this is a safe space and that we can move forward. And I'm gonna say, like, I don't know the answer to this, in the sense of like, I know the answer, like, in my mind as like, well, it's so obvious, just focus your energy. And you can do that, you really can, and I have done it, but stuff comes up, old belief systems come up, things manifest differently than we think, and our brain can go, well, what about that? So it's a journey that I'm currently on. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, can relate. But I think it's about becoming mindful and getting clear, and not living in this state of reaction, but more of creation, and really consciously doing that. And, these habits are very, rooted deeply, and it can be very hard to change some of those habits. But I think if every day we mindfully go, okay, I'm just going to change a little bit. I'm just going to grow a little bit. I'm going to focus a little more on what I want versus the fear and the worry. And I think, once you do that, for weeks, months, years, it becomes a habit. And I know I'm better at it than I used to be by a long shot, but I still have a lot to grow. And, it is a journey. I always say, like, if we weren't here, if there was nothing else for us to learn, we wouldn't be here on planet Earth. We'd be out doing something else. It would be, pointless for us to be here, but we've decided to come here to learn this expansion. And in the 3D, it is so intense because unlike everywhere else where things manifest quickly and, thought turns into form or experience like that, it takes time, but we also have time to tweak it, right? We have time to work with the creation. And so even though it might seem slow, we actually have a chance to hone what we want here. We have a chance to grow and evolve and shift things. But also, like, walking through mud versus walking through air, it can feel like agony, not being able to manifest what we want, because ultimately our souls know what it feels like to, manifest like this. And so we're like, why isn't it working? Why? And I think that's why a lot of kids nowadays, a lot of us are starseeds, a lot of us are indigo children, rainbow children, crystal children. We have a really hard time with not having things manifest quickly. And I think a lot of people go, well, that's impatience. But you also have to realize that a lot of the beings that are coming onto the planet right now are used to things manifesting very, very quickly, and that's where they've spent most of their time. And so coming here, it might seem selfish or unrealistic, but, and it, it is a little unrealistic currently, but we're shifting that paradigm. We're used to manifesting things very quickly, and so here it feels wrong, it feels stagnant to us, and so we have to remember why we came here. We came here for this experience specifically, and not to resist it so much, because obviously resisting just makes it persist more. So allowing that flow, allowing it to be a little slower, enjoying the journey, enjoying the ride, is a part of being here in the 3D. So we have to appreciate both sides of that. But back to what I was saying, we really need to get more mindful about, the inner dialogue we have, the inner feelings we have. If we're going after something but we're feeling guilty, or we're excited about something but we feel like we shouldn't, like, acknowledge the feelings you're having. If you're doing something and part of you is feeling off or uncomfortable, like, acknowledge that, take a step back and go, okay, I need to integrate this aspect of me that isn't feeling good. Because we know our feelings are our compass. If you're feeling joy and excitement and passion, that means you're in alignment. If you're feeling anxious or nervous or in a depressed state or whatever it is, if it's a feeling that feels off, that feeling isn't wrong. It's just showing us that there's an aspect of us that's out of alignment or wounded or something that's needing attention or healing. So it's not a bad feeling at all. It's a very important feeling. Just like when you get cut, if you have a pain there, you know where the wound is. If you didn't, you wouldn't know where you were bleeding out. So it's important to understand that those feelings aren't wrong. They're actually extremely important. But if you ignore them or reject them or fear them or resist them, then not only are you still not looking at the piece that is wounded, but you are then also, rejecting another aspect of you, the feeling itself. So it's really important to take a step back. And if you're trying to manifest and something's feeling off, or you're feeling resistance to something, or something's just not feeling right, or if it's just not manifesting fully, like, it could be something that's so subconscious that you feel like you're super into it, but if something's not manifesting, the way you want it to, and it's taking a long time. Energy can work like this. Just because we're in the 3D doesn't mean it can't work like that. It's just that we haven't figured out how to fully focus our energy to the point of where things can manifest like that, because we all know that when we do focus or we're not worried about money for a few days, it magically comes in. So we know we can do it here. It's just there's so many beliefs and things holding us up that we haven't figured out how to fully focus. So if something's not manifesting the way you want it to, acknowledge it. Go, okay, what is, like, there must be a part of me that's not on board here, and start working with it. Like, start thinking about, okay, what is my inner dialogue? Is there a piece of me that doesn't feel like I can manifest through my gifts? Is there a piece of me that doesn't feel like I can really have this? Is there a worthiness piece? Start looking at it, and if you really are in tune with your feelings, you will have that ping of, like, oh, that's it, and you can start working on it. And don't go with your mind, go with your gut feeling. Like, explore when it goes, like, oh, that feels right, or like, oh, you know what, that resonates, and start getting in tune with your feelings. That's really, really important. So anyway, that was just today. It's something I've been thinking about and something I feel like is shifting, but we really need to become consciously mindful of it. So I wanted to put this out there. Definitely comment down below if you struggle with this, or if this is a new concept to you, or if you've been working through this consciously. What is it that you're working on? I'd love to hear from you guys. And definitely give this a like if you appreciate this message, or you felt like it really helped you, and share it definitely if you feel led to. This message may help someone else as well. And hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. I do energy readings for the collective on Friday, and then I do videos on Monday and Wednesday on soul journey, spiritual practice, connecting with spirit, sustainable living, self-love, all of that good stuff. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Many blessings. Namaste. And don't forget, it's all about the soul journey.